So guys, I'm starting off with cleaning her face. I'm using the regular baby wipe to clean her face. After doing that, I'll be moisturizing with the Firefl moisturizer. Then after moisturizing, I'll be going over with my primer, my baby skin pore primer. So I'll make sure I blend these things, make sure the skin absorb it, make sure it's dry before I'll be going over to my foundation. So before I apply my foundation, I'll be spraying a little bit of my setting spray. You can use any setting spray of your choice so as to make it easy to blend into the skin. So I'll be blending. I'll be using my beauty blender to apply it and blend it and make sure that it blends into the skin. Everywhere it's evenly covered, it's smooth before I'll be going over to my highlights. So you just have to watch me as I blend. Look at the way I'm blending and the coverage. It doesn't have to be too much, it just have to be the appropriate amount. I can be adding it little by little. Make sure everywhere is even and everything is flawless, because when you have a good base, your foundation is sitting properly, is properly matched, then your other things will fall into place. But if it's not, you will not be struggling on how to make everything blend. So make sure your foundation is well applied, then you are good to go. So I'm applying my concealer now. I'm using the Noban Beauty. I always use the Noban Beauty. It's a very nice concealer. So just the way I use my setting spray on the foundation, I also use the setting spray on this concealer so that it will be easy to apply. So I'll be applying it on those areas I want to highlight. I already have a detailed video on why you're highlighting and contouring, and areas you should highlight and contour. You can go and check it out. So after using my brush to apply it on those areas, I'm using my beauty blender now to blend it to have its flawless coverage. And I'll be blending the edges first. I'll be leaving the inner corner, so I'll blend the edges, make sure it's blending well with the other parts of the skin. Then before I'll blend the inner corners of the eyes later on, after I've applied my contour. So as you can see, you can blend the edges first so that you can give those inner corners time. That way you'll be able to have a full coverage. Yes, that way you'll be able to have a full coverage, and your concealer will be doing its job, cover the under eyes properly and brighten them up. So but for the other side, like the chin, the forehead, the nose, and the cheek, yes, I'll be blending it. I'll make sure it blends and like it's properly blended. So I'll be using the side I use in applying my foundation to blend the edges where the concealer and the foundation meet, so that everything fits into each other. It's the ability of what you are applying, your makeup, everything fitting into each other, that shows that you are blending very well. So you can try doing that. Use the side you use in applying your foundation to blend the edges. So now I'm taking my Ezekiel, is a dark shade foundation. I'll be using that to contour. So I'll be contouring under the cheekbones and the forehead and the side of the nose. I'm starting with the brush first. Then after applying with the brush, I'll take my beauty blender to blend it in so that the skin absorbs it, to create a more softer effect, as you can see it already. You notice that even though the foundation was very dark, yes, it is very, very dark, but because I'm not applying too much, I'm adding little by little, it will be easier to blend and it will create that soft effect. The fact you're contouring doesn't mean it has to be a dark, one part has to be very dark. No, when you are blending, you make sure everything is blending, and even though it's doing its purpose, everything is blending into each other. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll blend until I achieve what I want. Then I'm going to the I'm contouring the corners of the nose now. My model had this pointed nose already, so I'm just trying to like make it more beautiful. So I didn't really do much. I just applied a little contour. Then I'm applying blush now. Yes, I'm applying blush. I used an orange shade first, but I wasn't really feeling it much, so I went over it with red. It was kind of subtle. I feel if it was a light skin person, it would pop, but for her it wasn't really popping the way I want, but it was really subtle. So it was giving all this as you can see, it's giving this soft glow, but I really wanted it to pop, so I'll be going over it with a red lipstick. I'll be using that as my cream blush first before I'll set it with powder blush. You can see the difference now after I applied this one, like the color was popping. When you're applying your brush, please be subtle too. You don't want to add too much at the start, and it's easier when you apply makeup to be adding little by little until you get to what you want. Now I'm blending the under eyes before I'll set. So this is why I left the under eye the first time. You notice it gives more coverage, and it brightens the eye under the eyes more, so that's when you set, everything will be looking flawless and bright, if you understand what I mean. Anyway, so after blending it, I'll be setting it with my Blossom setting powder in the shade a butter. It's a very dark shade, and I use it for dark skin people. So when you're highlighting or contouring, you don't want to use the same setting powder that you use for very light persons, for dark people, because dark persons, their skin when you use something too bright, it's going to change their skin color, and it's not going to maintain that skin color. So it will be as if their face is brighter than their body, and you don't want that. So you want to go for a concealer that it's 1-2 shade brighter than their normal powder. So that's why I have another different setting powder I use for light persons, but I use this particular ones for dark skinned, like really dark skin, and it really works well, especially when you're applying it with your brush. It gives this airbrush feeling, so that's why you see me applying it with my brush. So it gives this flawless finish and this airbrush smooth kind of finish, as you can see in the video. So I'm setting all the areas I highlighted, though at first from the camera it will be looking kind of funny, though it wasn't looking like that on ground. It was even when I was editing, I noticed it. but believe me, everything is going to get back together, everything is going to blend together, and you know, it's going to look beautiful. So just set the areas, your highlights. That's what I'm doing. I'm setting with my brush. If you're setting with your brush, you have to take your time. It's not like when you're setting with your beauty blender, so you have to take your time and set very well. Yes. And you know, makeup is time and creativity, so you take your time to be able to achieve what you want. It's better you achieve something nice than after rushing and you're not able to achieve anything. Yes, I've noticed when I calm down, I do makeup, it comes out very well than when I'm under pressure. Though when I'm under pressure and I know what I'm doing, yet it's still okay. But it's not like when you calm down. Believe me, there's nothing like calming down and doing your makeup. If any art you're doing, there's nothing like calming down. So one thing I always advise is calm down. Don't try to avoid working under pressure. If you're working on a bride, be there on time, so that you can be able to, you know, do everything calmly, so that you don't have to work under pressure. I'm setting the other part of her face with a face powder, so I'm using her exact face shade to set the other part of her face. Yes, so at this point, this is when I'm going to blend everything together. I'm going to set both the areas I'm going to contour and the areas I applied blush. Then later on, I'm going to go over again and apply my blush and my powder contour. So don't be scared. Go over it, set everywhere with your normal face powder, and set properly. Set to the extent that you can be able to touch the face and there will be no mark. That way, yes, you know you set your face properly. Don't set your face and then when you touch it, the mark will be there. The mark of your fingers will be there. No, that is a sign you've not set your face properly. So set your face well. Set it well with powder to the extent that yes, when you touch it with your fingers, it will not show you any mark. So that's what I'm just doing. I'm setting my face. I set those areas. The only areas I did not set were those areas are highlighted, especially the under eyes. I didn't set it with a face powder. Now I'm contouring. I'm using a dark shade to apply the contour. I don't want to really go too hard. I just want it to be very soft on the contour, just to, you know, make sure those cheekbones are, you know, are coming out and the forehead is well shaping and the rest of them with the nose. I don't really like too much dark contour. Just want it to be there, subtle. So it depends on you as an individual, though, how you want your art to be like. Yes, for me, this is how I want it to be, subtle and soft. So I'll be going over to bake the under eyes. Yes, on the norms, if I've done my eye work, my eyebrow and my eyeshadow, I won't bake the under eyes. I'll just go and, you know, set, do my lips and the rest. But because I want to do my eye work, I'll be baking the other eyes. I have a full video on how I draw my brows. So this is just should I say sketch work. So if you really want to watch, I have a detailed video on how to draw brows. You can go and watch it. So and learn. It's really detailed. You're going to learn something. You're going to enjoy it. So just go and watch it and you can go and check it out. So I'm using my gel, brow gel to line for my eyes. That's what I use to draw my brows. Then after that, I'll be going over to my eyeshadow. So that powder used in baking, that will kind of catch the fallouts when you're applying your eyeshadow, so that it doesn't fall directly on your skin. Please, if you're doing your skin work first, yes, you have to do this part so that your eyeshadow will not also be under your eyes, so that it will not be as if your eyeshadow is there, unless you want it to be there. There are some kind of makeup that persons will want the eyeshadow to be under the eyes, but if you're not, you're doing something different, then you apply your powder. You apply your powder to your face, to on your under eyes, as if you're baking. so as to catch the fallouts. So I'm just setting those areas I use concealer on while I was trying to clean up my brows. So I'm applying my I'm applying my, why am I forgetting what I'm applying? My eyeshadow primer. I'll be blending it before I'll be applying my eyeshadow. I'm taking that kind of deep purple shade to start as my base. I'm doing glitter eyes, so I'll be starting I'll be starting with this shade. I'll be applying it all over the lid. Then after applying it all over the lid, I'll take a brown shade. Yes, I'm taking a brown shade now to blend out the edges. Yes, I'll be blending out the edges. Then after taking the brown shade, I've taken that kind of reddish shades to blend out close to the, like, blend it out to make sure the colors are, should I say, graduating. Like everything is, looking the way it's supposed to. So I'll be going in with the black. When you're using your black, please be very careful. Just take a little black. It's very pigmented most of the time, so just take a little, apply it and blend it. So I'm using my glitter glue now. Then I'll be taking my glitters and applying it. I'm really very light-handed. You see why you have to put your powder under your eyes, so as to catch the fallout. You know how messy glitter can be. So just take your time and apply your glitters. If you have watched to this point, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and please keep on watching. So I'm using this brush to dust off the powder under eyes, and I use it to tap a normal face powder while I'm doing it. Yes, this way everything the under eye sets properly. It won't be as if I'm just removing the powder. Yes, I don't know if you understand. It's just a trick I use when I'm dusting the under eyes. I use the brush to touch her face powder, then I use it to sweep under, so as to, I don't know, it kind of makes the under eye set properly. So I'm going to be setting the brow bone, because the concealer, some persons don't set the brow bone. Why I usually do is because my concealer, it tends to kind of be oily, so it'll be giving that shiny effect. So that's why I'm setting it with powder. So I'm setting the other part of the face now, making sure everything is well blended. You can see that everything is coming together. It wasn't like that first time that it was very obvious that, okay, this place was the highlighted area and the rest. Everything is coming together and the makeup is coming, it's already looking beautiful. So I'll be brightening our under eyes. So I'll be lining our under eyes with a black eyeliner to brighten the under eyes, and there is this really added effect to the eyes, like, Then I used my mascara to bring out the under eyelashes to make this will further brighten the other eyes too. So I'll be going over to the lip. I'm using my Bisham lip palette. I'll be outlining her lips with the brown shade there. Then I'll be going in with a nude. This lip is very nice. I like this lip palette and the Eye Magic lip palettes. They are really, really very nice. They have lots of beautiful combos, like lip combos, and they're also very pigmented. I'll recommend, especially, and it's really still affordable too. I think it retails 5,000, from 5,005 to 6,500 or so. So from that range you can get it in naira. Yes, 5,500 naira to 6,500, and it's really affordable. Like, and you just need a little to go a long way, just a little, and it's you are, you are getting what you want. My eye magic is not even finished, and it's been long I got it. So, and if you really need all those kind of nude vibe, this particular one and the eye magic, is a very nice one. You can get any of them, but this one has more colors than the eye magic, so I'll prefer this. I'll recommend this. So I took the pink shade and applied before I applied the whites. You can see how it's already giving, like, can't you see? So I'm just telling my model to to blend with her lips, then I'll just blend the edges, and that's it. It's looking beautiful. I really enjoyed creating this makeup, and after doing it I was really excited because everything came out well. So what is a nude lip without lip gloss, to make it look sexy and beautiful? So I'll be applying my lip gloss, and yes, I'll be going again with my powder to make sure I set properly then before I use my setting spray to set, and that's it. After drying it out, and that's it for my makeup, and everything was looking beautiful. You can see like her face is matching her skin and everything. So if you've watched to this point and you've learned something, please don't forget to leave me a like. I will really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not already done so, and also comment. All this really mean a lot to me. They are kind of encouraging. Who would not want to be encouraged? So please guys, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Until next time, this is the final look. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I have the video on the hair. You can go and watch it out. You can go and watch it. And thank you. Bye bye.